welcome back to Cooking Healthy in Indian Country. I am your host, Megan Baldy. But before I get started today with our recipe, which will be super yummy, I wanted to give a shout out. Thank you, Neela Marshall, for this beautiful apron. Fits really well. I bought it from Neela Marshall at her and Joe's vegetable stand uptown in Hoopa, California. I picked it up from her for 25 bucks, so if you're interested, hit her up. Today I'm going to be making a broccoli chicken mushroom Alfredo. I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to say that real fast, so I said it really slow. I'm also going to be throwing in some kale in it, of course. The kale queen. I have to throw kale in everything. So what I've done today is I started with my chicken, and I have chicken that I get from the Hoopa Food Commodities, and it's chicken breast. And so what I'd like to do is just put it on a baking sheet. It's frozen, but it's really easy to handle. And as you can see, I'm gonna throw it in my oven, just like this. And I'm gonna bake it at 400 degrees for 20 minutes. I'm gonna put my chicken back. Now before I get going on my vegetables, I'm gonna wash my hands. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. Do you know that when you sing happy birthday, while you're washing your hands, you effectively wash all the germs? So just a little side note tip for you guys. Okay, so what I'm going to be using today is I got some broccoli from Grady at Greenfire Farms, and I cut it up and I floretted it and into little small pieces. I have my chanterelle mushrooms. Now mushrooms, they carry this mushroom specifically carries vitamin A and vitamin D. They also carry amino acids, which help boost your immune system. And I've also read that mushrooms carry qualities in it that can help to fight cancer. So they're really good for you. And this mushroom particularly came from my backyard here in Hoopa, California. They were generously donated to me by Troy Fletcher. Thank you very much, Troy. He wanted to see more mushroom recipes on this show, so he brought them on by, and I just got a recipe just for him. So what I'm going to do with my mushrooms is I'm going to chop them up, and I'm going to start sauteing them in my pan. I'm going to bring you over here to my cutting board. Now I washed these mushrooms up a little bit. He bring them here pretty clean already, so I just kind of washed off any excess dirt. What you want to do is just kind of rough chop it, as they would call it, and then kind of cube it up. Now this mushroom particularly is a very meaty mushroom, and so it's got a lot of inside compactness. So we're going to utilize the whole thing. And so like I said, I just rough chopped it up, kind of diced it up a little bit. And I'm going to throw some olive oil in my pan, and I'm going to start cooking it. This olive oil I received from Spencer Hill at Spencer Hill Small Fruits. He has this olive oil that he gets from Eureka, California, on sale for $11 a bottle. And so if you're interested, hit him up. I'm going to coat my pan with it. I'm going to bring you over here to my pan. So like I said, I lightly coated my pan with my olive oil. I'm going to throw in my mushrooms. And I'm going to throw in some of my broccoli. And then I'm just going to saute them around in my pan with the olive oil for just a little bit. Now I'm going to cut up some onion. Now I got this onion also from Grady at Greenfire Farm. I'll bring it up just a little bit. Now I'm gonna throw in some onion. So I got this onion from Grady at Greenfire Farm. And what I'm gonna do with it is I'm just gonna cut it in half. I'm gonna bring you back down because I wanna show you my new gadget. So I'm gonna cut it with just a thick circle. Cut it again and quarter it just like that. I'm gonna take my quarters. I got this from Carmelie Begay. She is my local Avon representative. I got this nifty gadget, which is all in one. It has a cheese grater, it has a chopper in it, it has a mandolin in it. I picked this up from her for 20 bucks from her Avon catalog. So if you're interested in getting something like this, I would hit Carmelie Begay up. She's our local Avon representative here in Hoopa, California. And so what I do with my little thing is, who likes to chop onions, right? I don't. Just throw it in there and ta-da! And so it's so much more simpler. And I'm over here and I'm not even crying one bit. I'm just telling you, if you want one of these, hit Carmelie up. They're awesome. So you can see how they chopped it up real nice. So I'm gonna add some of that into my sauteing vegetables and mushrooms over here. I'm also gonna add in some kale. So I'm gonna take the kale off the rib with my little rib trick, and that's just kind of sliding down the rib. And I'm just gonna kind of curl it up. And it's just going to be a little rough chop. Now we all know that kale is full of vitamins and minerals. Several of them are calcium, which will pair well with the mushrooms with the vitamin D in it. Definitely both vitamins and minerals help support bone health. It also has protein in it, which will pair well with the chicken and the mushrooms, which also carry some protein in it. And also they have, research has shown that they have some qualities in them that also help fight cancer. So we're gonna throw that in there. Now I have my chicken. Now I cooked this chicken earlier. It was the one, as I showed you, putting it into my, onto my cooking sheet in the oven earlier. What I'm just gonna do is I'm just gonna debone it. Now this is it. Okay, now we're gonna go back over to our vegetables on the stove, and they're sauteing up. You can hear them sizzling. What I'm gonna add to them is some chicken broth, just to add a boost of flavor to it, so that it's going to marry well with that chicken Alfredo. So I'm gonna add just a couple tablespoons. I would say maybe probably more than a couple tablespoons, probably like 1/4 of a cup. So I'm just gonna stir that around, and what that's gonna do is it's gonna help soften up my broccoli so that it's not so crunchy when I add it into my Alfredo. So I'm gonna add that up. I'm gonna switch over and we are going to start on our Alfredo sauce. Now, if you could see my other pan right here, I am going to use some more olive oil, and I am going to turn my pan on. I'm going to use some cream cheese. I recommend using a low-fat cream cheese. That's what I have today. And what I want to do is add it into my olive oil. Now this is going to be a lower fat and calorie Alfredo, as most other Alfredos are, because I am adding olive oil instead of butter, and then also with the low-fat cream cheese. So I'm going to add this in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you closer into my pan over here. Both pans are over here steaming up. I have my vegetables, which I'm going to stir around. I'm going to add just a little bit more chicken broth to them, just so that they continue to keep steaming. I'm going to whisk around my olive oil and cream cheese. Now, since it's softening up, I have some skim milk that I received from my food commodities from the Hoopa Food Distribution Program. And you just want to slowly add that in so that it in turn starts to help melt your Alfredo sauce. I'm just adding just enough in to melt it all up. Now you can see my sauce. It's more of a sauce. So that was probably about a half a can of the milk. And it's still breaking down the cream cheese, like I can see bits of the cream cheese in there. And I'm going to turn it way down to a low simmer. And I'm going to continue to mix these over here. I'm going to add a little bit of my chicken broth to my Alfredo, and that's going to make it really nice flavor profile come out in it. Now it's nice and thin now. I'm just going to let it simmer on low for a minute. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to add my chicken to my vegetables. So my vegetables are nice and wilted down. Going to add these two together. Kind of stir fry them up a little bit. I am going to grab a plate and grab some noodles. I got these noodles also from my food distribution share this month. From the Hoopa Food Distribution, so it's just regular old spaghetti noodles. You can serve this over Alfredo noodles if you'd like, but this is what I have available to me. So it's just regular old raw noodles. I made a parsley pesto sauce, and I'm just gonna drizzle it over, just a nice little coat over top. I am going to add my vegetables. To it. Now my sauce is nice and simmered, and I'm just going to top my plate. I'm going to bring my plate over here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Just going to top my plate with my Alfredo sauce. Now you can make your Alfredo sauce as thick or as thin as you like it. That's up to you. That all depends on how much sauce that you're adding to it, how much cream cheese you're adding to it. I made it a little lighter. I'm going to bring you in and we're going to try it out. Oh, it smells so good. Get a piece of broccoli, piece of chicken, a piece of that mushroom, everything together. So good. So good. Now that is a chicken Alfredo with broccoli and mushrooms. Delicious. You should come and try it. I'm telling you. Thank you so much for tuning in to Cooking Healthy in Indian Country today. I really appreciate you guys as viewers. I appreciate all the people that help contribute to the show. I'm thankful for all the outpour of love that I receive from this beautiful community. Thank you very much, Troy. Thank you very much, Neela. Thank you so much to our farmers, Spencer Hill and Grady Walker, for your beautiful produce. And I just want to give thanks also to the Climate Trinity Resource Conservation District, the Hoopa Valley Tribe. Please like and subscribe to my Facebook page and my YouTube channel. Be checking out my new blogs coming out. And also, just keep watching. I'm going to keep trying to come up with new stuff. So I just thank you and appreciate you. Have a great day. Bye.
She won't even listen to the idea of a plea. Then why are we here? Because every time I try to talk to her about it,